Morning. It's kind of like day 11, day 12, something like that. I didn't do any work yesterday, so well, part of the thing I did yesterday was to buy some brackets for this frame here. I got this stuck in place now. I was going to try to fix the leak yesterday for this, and I cleared all the PTFE tape off it, most of it, and need to get some more PTFE tape, but I thought I had some in the house, but I didn't. So all things stopped last night, and that's it. Today, as I said, I'm going to obviously reseal that up and get it leak free, pressure tested again. Hopefully this doesn't leak as well, because I was slightly curious that it might be leaking. Once that's all fine, I'll get these fixed so they're the right distance apart. I think it's about 150 mil, and at the same time I've got the shower out now, shower base, and I'm going to fit it into this gap here. What I need to do is there's a drain in the corner there, so I need to get a drain so I can come out there-ish, and then go off to the drain over just over there. I'm not sure whether this gets fixed to the ground in any special way. I have got these, it's got these feeds which put it about 100 mil above the ground, so that's good. The drop's not going to be a major amount, but it's obviously going to be higher than the level of the shower, so it's going to have to go one way or the other, so it's going to hopefully but we'll get it all plugged in and test it out, and if it doesn't, the water doesn't flow out and down the drain, we'll have to put it on extra wood to make it a bit higher. Once we're sure that it's actually draining, then we can carry on putting the partition in and building the rest of the stuff. So that's part of the plan today. May get around to doing the partition, but if not, I think that's entirely possible. I'm going to actually go and buy the wood for this. Today I'm going to go to a place called Bristol Wood Recycling Project, and they basically recycle wood, and hopefully get some of this, something equivalent to this wood, to actually basically going to put a plate on the end there and then build it out here, as I've said many other time, out here. Right, let's carry on. So here's the shower base. Yeah, I can see a few little issues now. At the back there, it's going to have a gap there for the plasterboard, which I'll just shove down now to test fit it. And down here, it isn't quite straight. But what I'm going to be doing is, obviously, I need to tile this. I need to build this out a bit here to enable the tiles to. I need to build it out a bit anyway, because I know there's a bit of a gap here. It can seem to bend off a bit there. So I need to build it out a little bit here to get it flat. But it's not too bad, and also my my width is just right, which is reassuring. I haven't got to move this post or anything. But what I'm going to do now is stick obviously the board along here as well. So that's good, but I'll get a bit of this board here, stick it against here now to see what it looks like. So yeah, there's the board there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to build this out a bit here. I'm sure it's going to be fine. There's going to be a bit of a gap there, but there's going to be another layer of tiles on here as well, which is going to bring it out by so much. Thinking about tiles, I had just some buying yesterday. So I got these white tiles sitting inside of the shower, and those tiles, they have got a bit of a texture to them for the floor. Not too bad. So having a quick play around with this, I found that I've got a little bit of play, as you can see. Now again, a bit of play there, like. So that will actually cover any mortar I stuck on the wall there. So that gives me a 25 mil, and then I've got the I've got a tile and I've got the plasterboard there, and that's with this clip here completely flush with the edge, so that should do. But yeah, it gives me about 25mm play, so I think that is the way I'm going to go. So I'll commit to that, and I'll get this all screwed in. So this is the final fit. Looks fine. If you look at the far one, that's the one that's going to get around. Let's see if I can change it upside down. There we are. So there's a good clearance there. I have to stick about 25mm, maybe a grout there, so that should just about do it. So I've levelled the shower out. He says it makes a funny discerning noise. Yeah. Might have to do a bit of adjustment there, maybe, just to stop that funny creaky noise. Anyway, what I wanted to do is to make sure that the fall of the water here is sufficient to actually get the water out of there. It's going to go around the side here and back here. So there might be a, there you go. It's going to go around the side here and to here, to that drain there. I'm going to have a sink here as well, so there's going to be another bend in there somewhere. But anyway, the most important thing is that when I pour water in here, that it comes out the other side. So what I've done, I've got, I poured a bit of water into the trap here, and it does actually have a little bit of a, but going down the other end here, it actually is coming out, as you can see. So yeah, that falls fine. I think it's maybe level or maybe just below the connection, so that's good. Might have to think about that for 5 minutes anyway, but I think it's sufficient. I'm going to have a quick look inside the trap and see how much the water, if it actually is, if the water is actually backing up very much here. But I think it should be sufficient to get the water out there and down the drain. So yeah, I'll have a look in here and see how much is in the pipe, but I think that should be okay. So I just taken out the stuff, and I can see down there that the water is actually, oops, can't see there, but basically there's a lip there where the water should flow down the drain, and I can see the water is level with that, and it's not banking up in any way. So that tells me that that's good. That's going to work. Things to mention are that I'll also test the level of the pipe, and the pipe is actually a bit higher on this end. So yeah, it is a bit of a gamble really, but I think it will work. So I'm just well, it's slightly off level, I think. So what I've done doing is tightening these up. But basically I've just sealed the backs with PTFE tape. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's slightly off, isn't it? Anyway, I've just sealed the backs with PTFE tape, and now I've managed to fix this one here, but now this one's leaking a bit. Let me see, it's going to focus. So that one there is leaking a little bit now, so I need to take that one out and put some PTFE tape on that one there. It's a bit disappointing, I'm sure, but obviously this one I haven't really touched yet. So what I found is the technique with PTFE tape is just stick so much on. I think it's just too much, because I just tried putting some on there and I just put a little bit on, but wasn't quite enough. So I'm going to take this one off now, just redo the PTFE on that one, because I haven't really touched it since taking it off the wall over there, and hopefully we will be at a situation where it stops dripping. Okay, so a little bit of a crunch point. I now need to start building the wall. I'm quite happy that it's level. I have to do a bit of fudging down here. You can see there's a bit of a gap, and what my neighbour suggested is that I just build up the plaster and stick it on the wall to level it out. I might build up quite a bit here. I don't know how much But what I will do is like as I when I stick the next panel on, I'll butt that across to the side, and I should have that. So I put the next panel across right to the side there, and I should have a very similar gap up here, and ditto with the next one up. And so I won't have, it'll keep filling itself in, so it won't be so bad as I go up. That's the theory anyway. So the next thing I'm going to do is to screw the panels onto here. I'm going to insulate this section here first, and yeah, get the panels on, make sure the panels are flush with the edge here, and then I can butt the next lot of stuff up to this wall here, and actually build a new partition wall what's going to go in here. So I've been to a local wood reclamation centre. It's called Bristol Wood Project or something, and I managed to get hold of 3 almost 2 metre lengths of these planks here. That's stuck together, so I need to get rid of that. And I got a few extra bits of wood here, and the whole lot came to about £13, so it's maybe half, if not less than half, the price I would have actually paid if I'd actually had to buy it brand new. And these are actually structural timbers, as opposed to the other pieces which I bought, which were not quite structural, so doing well. So as with the rest of the walls, I've tried to insulate that a bit. I filled the hole in with some expanded foam and some scrated foam, so it's all filled up now. And I think once I've made holes through to the other piece of wood that I'm going to stick on the wall here now, and it's good, I'm going to what I'm going to do, I'm going to seal this up. So I've sealed it all up. I was originally going to try to shove this board into that gap there, but I found I've screwed it on too tight. And what I did, I pushed them. Basically, I've done another one of these bits of wood at the back here to hold this together, and then set a gap there for this. What should have been the that waterproof plasterboard. But what I did, I put a few backing boards there to just give it a bit of stability, so it didn't actually flip around too much. And in doing that, it's pushed it around a little bit and made this gap not big enough for the those connectors, those boards. Not a big issue. I still got the gap, so what I can do, when I make my board, I can bring my board up and bring it over to there, so it's flush with that, and my board will come down here and actually butt up close to it that way. And then obviously we'll have the same situation here where this board butts up to here, and then we could just seal the gap and off we go. Yeah, I've been pushing this stuff, sealing down the gaps in the gap here as well to fill it up a bit, so we don't. So obviously running along the old same idea, obviously insulating as much as possible. I haven't done the bottom, but I want to just leave that as a what's the word? Maybe might actually get a bit of air behind there. I don't know. It will be sealed up anyway, but at the front, the whole of the thing's going to be sealed up, so that'll be a sealed unit anyway. There's like obviously mastic around the edge, so that should be fine. That's my excuse anyway. Done around the edge here too. Make sure it's all nice and cushy. This is pretty solid now. I'm quite happy with that, and yeah, I've just sealed this in as well, which is looking good. I think I did think that I might need to uncouple this and actually reconnect it again by doing some more holes in some more stuff here, but it turns out I don't need to. So all I can do now is what I might need to do over here is to cut it and stick an angle bracket in, because I've got some 90 degrees angle brackets in there, connectors, so I can do that once I get round to it. So about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, so what I'm going to do now is wait for this to dry, stick the boards on, and I might just start doing the base plate for this this wall stud here. And I may take a few tiles, and I want to get this back in there just to decide where I'm going to stick the drainage pipe. It should be quite simple. I think I'm going to do it. It's going to come out here, so it's going to kind of go over there, around the edge there, in and onto that connector there. That's in theory anyway. So I was trying to get this fitted properly, and I just noticed that this is actually a little bit proud of the edge. I seem to have it all in there properly. Now, guess what's happening? The inside, there's bolts. Oh, can you see? The bolts are actually sticking out and stopping the thing from going flush, which is no good. So, second test fit. I think I have a problem here. The space here is just not big enough to get a tile on. It is though. It is flush on the wall though. A bit of space there maybe. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of maybe adjustment on this if I can. I might be able to see if I can get a Dremel and just cut a bit off here. Get down to level, because it doesn't. I mean, I think it needs to be about half a size, that is. So let's see if we can get like see if I can borrow some sort of cutting device to cut that down, and we'll have to go with that. But apart from that, it looks good. And also, once I've cut that on there, it will cover the hole up a little bit. I cut a little bit too much out there. I may actually need to just fill it in a little bit. But there we are. So today, well, I've been test fitting this. I've got it out and been playing around with it. And I've leveled it, so I'm quite happy that all the feet up that level. We've managed to get that end plate on there, which is basically a launching point for tomorrow when I do the partition wall there. I'm quite happy that this is quite solid. There's a bit of movement there, but that's going to be quite good. I can quite comfortably hang something off that. Well, it'll be obviously self-sustaining, so I'm going to stick a base plate to the floor here and I'll drill that down really tightly. I'll tie it onto there, and also, as I said, when I get the shower door will tie it in to the wall here. Okay, so tomorrow, cut this out, stick a new one to there, and do the wall. I really want to get this wall finished by tomorrow and get this shower in there because it's dragging on. But don't want to rush it either. Well, the good thing, my neighbour's been away on holiday, been away working, but he's given me back his percussion hammer. So that's going to save a hell of a lot of time. It makes hanging up these boards a cinch. So that's going to save me a hell of a lot of time.